Hi,
Hello.
everybody.
Hello. Good morning.
Hi.
Welcome,
So,
everybody.
yeah, welcome to our storytelling masterclass. It's good to have everyone here.
Yeah. Hello, Juliana. Juliana is talking from Germany, and I'm from Brazil, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So this is our storytelling masterclass. Thank you, WHTT, for organizing this. We are
Yeah.
very excited, right, Juliana?
Yes, it's a great honor to be here. And yeah, let's just give everyone a little moment to sign on, get settled in, and yeah, we'll get started soon.
All right. Please let us know where you're watching from. Would be really great to know from where in the
Yeah.
world you're talking. And well, let's do this, Juliana. Can you
Yeah.
share? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Great. Let's get right into it. Hope everyone can see us and hear us. If not, just let us know and let's get started.
Yeah. And so welcome to the WHTT Storytelling Masterclass. We're gonna just really briefly introduce ourselves here. Well, I'm Paula. I work at Ask Suite in marketing as a content manager, and I've been working in the hospitality industry for 10 years about. I actually started in the hotel industry. I started as a front desk agent, so I guess have a lot of hoteliers here. So I've been there, done that, and went all the way through general manager. And yeah, then I decided to get out of the hotel industry, but still wanted to keep in the hospitality industry. So that's when I found Ask Suite, and now I work in marketing there. Ask Suite is a hotel tech company. So yeah, so I basically write blogs, I do podcasts, the Hotel Cast, and do webinars. So and like I said in the beginning, I'm from Brazil, and very happy, very honored to be here, sharing this class with Juliana.
Okay, yeah, I'm also excited to be here. My first live class. So, just a little bit of background info on me as well. I trained and studied in hotels. I got a chance to work in several beautiful properties around the world, including in Jordan and the Caribbean and in Thailand. And yeah, after several years there, I wanted to switch into something where I could practice writing again and just be a bit more flexible with how I worked. And so, yeah, I fell into the world of copywriting. And so, for the past almost 5 years now, I've been writing for mainly hotels and hotel tech companies. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for me. So, uh, back to Paula. I think she has something to share with us.
Yeah, and well, just say hello here, Kate. Hello from to London. I can see people here from India as well. Thank you
Oh,
all for being
amazing.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so amazing internet, isn't it? That we can that we
Yeah.
can reach people. It
Yeah,
always.
really in all the corners of the world. That's fantastic. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah. So okay, guys. So let's start by asking you a question. Actually,
Mhm.
this is a class, and class usually have questions, but we won't give any grades. I promise you that. It's just something for you to think about. Okay, so have you guys ever have to start a project, a completely new project that you never done before, right? But it's something that you really are passionate about, something that you wanted to do for a while, but didn't have the chance, and well, this opportunity comes to you. You have this product that you can start, and the question is, would you rather do by yourself, or would you rather do with someone else this first time doing this big project? And the reason why I'm asking you guys this is because this is exactly what happened with me and Juliana, right, Juliana? If you can
Yep.
go Yeah, if you can just show the next slide here. Okay, so was me minding my own business in Rio, enjoying the beach, but not because we're still in quarantine, so I was not actually enjoying the beach. But anyway, I was doing my business, and Juliana was in Germany there, I think drinking some kind of coffee, Juliana, or is it beer?
It's hot chocolate. No, no beer for me, really. I'm not the typical German in that way.
All right. So yeah, we both like we said in the beginning introduction, we both are marketeers. We work with hospitality, but we didn't know each other, right? I've never met Juliana, didn't know her, but we did share this passion for hospitality. We both support very much WHTT. They're doing this great work, and then we actually saw that they were offering, they were searching for someone to do a masterclass in storytelling. So we both thought, wow, this could be a great opportunity, and we can actually add value to that. And we were very, very excited. But you know how it is when you do first times, right? If you could just press the next one, Juliana, the slide there. We start second guessing ourselves a little bit, and we start saying, okay, how this gonna work? This is our first time we're gonna do together. We don't know each other. Soon, very, very soon, we found out that we have a lot in common. But in the beginning, we didn't know anything about each other. And plus, we have this challenge, which is to work from home. And I think all of you can relate to that. So yeah, you have, kids screaming, dogs barking, crazy neighbor spelling, playing out loud music. And they were like, okay, so how are we going to do this? And yeah, but we were pretty confident that we could do it because we were so engaged to this particular topic. We love it, and we wanted to share with you guys. So we accept the challenge, and yeah, so this is us here right now doing this masterclass, storytelling masterclass. And well, if you're still with us, you still listen to me and haven't gone anywhere. So I guess we already succeeded in the first step, of course, of the class, which is the introduction. And it is the first key element of a storytelling, right? Because when we thought about this masterclass, what we want here, me and Juliana, is to give you the basics of a storytelling, how you can do it. But our main goal is to give you actually examples and ideas that you can do it today, right? To help you today. So we are starting. We thought that let's not just be only theoretical. This theory, it's boring, and you can find it easily on the internet. So we planned this class with this goal. And the day the thing I just did now, that I told you a story, I don't know if you noticed, but we did put some key elements, the key elements that I'm talking about, so I can prove what I was saying, right? The introduction that we just did, I started with a question, and it's usually a good way to start a story. But whatever you choose to do as introduction, it have to be something that it really grabs the audience attention, because you have so much content right now out there. So you really have to put some effort in that, in introduction and titles. They are really, really important. We also will need a main character, someone that your audience can relate to and say, oh yeah, I've been there, done that. And because storytelling is so much more than just telling a story, right? It's about engaging, and it's about making a bond. And then you have the plot. You have to make sense what you're talking about. It have to be easy to follow. That's the thing. You have to be easy to follow. If it's not easy, people just get lost and lose interest really, really fast. Another key element that storytelling should have, and we put also in the introduction, that the brief introduction that we did, is the conflict or the challenge. This is here where your audience gonna really connect with you, and they're gonna so gonna cheer for you. Of course, we did an introduction very fast because we have a lot to cover here, but I think you could get the idea, right? That you need something, some kind of challenge or conflict that makes the audience cheer for your main character and feel part of the story. And at the end, but very important as well, you have to give some kind of resolution or a message. In our case, the message was that we're gonna show you what we're talking about. But you also have to have this. It's really important to have this in mind, because just tell a story to just to tell, not interesting. You have to think about why I'm telling this, why I'm doing that. It is important, really important to have purpose. So so these are the key elements. If you go to the internet, you're going to find that people have talked about 8 elements and some 4 elements, but me and Juliana, we found that these 5 are the more important ones that you should include in your storytelling process. And also keep in mind that storytelling is not only articles. We tend to think that it's something that you write about, but no, you can do it in a LinkedIn post. There, it also written, of course, but it's much shorter. You can do your website. You can do in stories. You can do with images. You can do with videos. All that can be included as a storytelling technique. So Juliana will tell us now a little bit more about why it's important to do the storytelling and what it is actually storytelling. Like I said in the beginning, it's not only telling a story, it's creating a bond, right, Juliana?
Exactly, yes. And just before we all get into that, my husband sent me this morning because I was going on and on about this class I was going to teach. And I think a lot of people, when they hear storytelling for marketing, maybe they feel overwhelmed. Maybe that's something you feel as well, thinking like, oh, but story, what story do I tell? How many stories do I tell? What is all this? And you might feel like this the big box on the bottom with where you go in all kinds of directions and then you backtrack and you don't remember and what's going on. And our goal here is really to show you that storytelling can be so simple, and we want to show you how to get to the box above where you have your start point, your end point, and you know where you're going, you know what you're doing, and things are clear. So yeah, let's get into that. So first of all, let's look at the foundation of storytelling a bit. Paula has already gotten into that, saying that a story is something that you use to build a connection or a bond, right? And that's exactly what you want to do. You want to use a story or some form of a narrative to create a connection between you and your company and your customers, your potential customers, or your potential future guests, right? And the focus is always on bringing together what your company stands for and your clients' values. So what I mean when I say what your company stands for is really your essence or your reason for existing, right? It's your elevator pitch, like boiled down as much as possible. So for example, Disney, they would have their essence of being like family enjoyment or family happiness, right? It's like the most boiled down. It's not movies or theme parks or this thing, but the goal behind all of that, right? So now you want to think about how to bring that together, right? Your essence and then your client's values. And when you look at the storytelling basics again, it's important that the hero of your story, one of the main elements that Paula already mentioned, the hero of your story is always your customer. Yes, you are telling the story, but your story is about the customer. And your brand or your company offers the guide or the setting for this story. So if you're a hotel or a resort, for example, you actually provide the physical setting for the story because people will come to your hotel or resort and have the experience right there. And then that becomes the story. Or as a tech provider, your customers or your users, they will use your solution. And by doing that, they will have a certain experience, like a problem being solved or an improved experience, right? And that then again is your story. So your product creates the setting for that. Now, the question that you want to ask yourself here is, where does your reason or your essence really intersect with your client's values? Maybe not all of your client's values, right? Because if you think about someone who is booking a holiday, their whole value in life is not just booking a holiday. They have other values too, right? But in this moment, they want to book a holiday and they want to book an adventure holiday or maybe like a really chilled out, relaxed holiday by the beach. So you need to figure out where the things that make you super special come together with what your client wants right now. And then that's the story you want to tell in a nutshell.
Yeah, and Juliana, I think it's also very nice to have in mind that what it makes you apart from a competition as well, to highlight, right?
Exactly.
Not only what you have in intersection with your clients, but also what you have not in common with your competition. So it makes you special.
Yeah, exactly. So when you look for your essence or what you really want to focus on in your storytelling, you can absolutely think about, or you should absolutely think about, what's your USP, right? What's your unique selling point? What sets you apart from other tech providers or other hotels, resorts, or guest houses? So even if you are in a city where maybe there's several hotels or several resorts that you're competing for, are you going after like a more specific target market? Is there one or two really special things that you offer that no one else does? Then that's really what you want to focus on to really stand out and not just be another voice in the crowd.
Right. Juliana, sorry, just say here, we have already a question and it's so cool to see. Please, people, if you have any questions, just let us know and we'll try to find.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we will try to answer as the best we can. So Shandon say, how do tech providers build up a story without using complex technological words? Yeah, I think we both suffer from this this challenge, right? And you know what, Chad, and I think found out that first of all, depends on, you have to know your audience, but we're gonna go through a little bit in a few minutes. We're gonna go through that, but you have to know. Like I said, you have to know what they know, what is their knowledge. If it's too complex, probably if your target audience is let's say reservation manager, right, and you're providing something very much like in artificial intelligence or something, you have to make it simple as you can, so they understand. And also we do have in content marketing, which is not the class right here, but we do have in content marketing something that we call that the journey of the customer. So if they have many visitors will come to your website and they will have different knowledge, right? Some will know what artificial intelligence is, some will not. And that's why content marketing, we work with different stage, and there you can approach in different ways. With that said, you can make like storytelling a little bit more let's say simple, with simple words, and just focusing on the benefits of your tool or your service that you're providing. And then you can do like we call it a middle one, that it's then you start talking about, maybe go more in in the tech aspect of your tool actually. And then you have like the last one, that there you can really focus on the technology and all that. So that in that way, if you create different kind of content to different stages of the customer, you will cover this challenge. I don't know if I answer your question, and then Juliana wants to add something about it.
Yeah, I think that already sums it up quite well. And I think in some situations it might be necessary to use some more technical terms, but then again, the people who are interested in your product would probably be likely to understand a lot of the things that you're talking about, right? And as Paula said, I think it's important to look at the stages in the journey, in the customer journey that this person is at, and create content that would address them at those different stages. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But yeah, let us
Jordan,
know
if
if that answers your
yeah.
questions, or if anyone else has any questions, just
Yeah.
let us know. And yeah, in the meantime, we'll get back and jump right in with the next slide. We'll look at why storytelling is really so important for your business. So Paula already outlined that it's really important to create a connection, right? Storytelling helps you with that. And science proves that as well, that stories are the most powerful communication tool we have. And we know that because, well, stories have been used since the beginning of mankind to relay information and to help us remember things. And science has actually shown that people will remember stories 22 times more than just facts and just boring facts and numbers. So now that's because stories will usually just stimulate more parts of your brain when you hear them. So if I tell you about a holiday I went on, I'll describe things I saw, so that will go for the visual part of your brain. I'll tell you about maybe music I heard or other sounds that were interesting or that had an impact on me. So that will go for everything that takes care of sound in your mind. And then another thing I might talk about is food that I had. So that's another sense that it speaks to, and all that creates kind of like a network in your mind, which makes it more likely that you're going to remember it. Whereas if I just give you like a list of facts and figures, you might go over and be like, yeah, okay, and it goes in one ear out the other, as you say, right? So if you have these engaging stories, then they really foster a sense of connection with your audience. And especially if you highlight pain points or desires that people can identify with, right? If they read about something that they're struggling with, then they'll relate to you because they'll feel like, oh yeah, I know this problem, I have that too, I wish I could solve it, I wish I could find a solution for it. And then your stories also evoke emotions, or they should evoke emotions if you're doing it right. Like in the case of a hotel, for example, if you're doing your storytelling well, you can build excitement among people who are visiting your website or your social media, for example. They will feel excited about going there, about spending time there. They'll have a desire for this fun or relaxing holiday that you are promising them with your content. And then in the case of a tech solution, you can speak to frustrations and highlight pain points like certain inefficient procedures or something like that hoteliers might be struggling with. And then you can offer a sense of like excitement and relief at the thought that this problem could easily be solved, right? So if you show how you would address an issue these hoteliers are facing, they might go through it and be like, oh, wow, yeah, I would really love to solve my problem in this way. And again, you're creating this sense of connection, and you're kind of putting this thought in people's minds of like, oh yeah, that's what I want. And that's exactly what you want to do, right? So in short, really an engaging story helps you build your connection with people, helps build a connection to your brand, your company. It fosters goodwill and just an overall positive attitude. And then that helps you stay at the front of people's minds for when they're ready to buy what you have to offer. Because it's not always about getting people to book or to buy like immediately, but maybe a week, a month or so down the line, right? You really want to get people to keep you in their mind at all times. So yeah, now that we've gone through these basics of storytelling, we'll hand back over to Paula and see how you can actually go about creating the perfect story.
Yeah, because like we said a few times now, and we're gonna keep saying it, guys. Sorry, it's all about bounding and creating a connection. It's all about connection. So you cannot connect if you don't know who you're talking to. Like this is like the basics. You won't be able to create a familiar scenario or a challenge that your target audience can relate to if you don't know who your target audience is. And I'm gonna give you just a really quick example here. Once I was talking to a general manager of a hotel here in Brazil, and he was sure that his hotel will attract couples because it was so romantic scenario and all that. So they put all the effort, all the marketing, everything, targeting this specific audience, and they found out after a while, but they were getting bookings, but not like great. So they finally decided to analyze their guest bank data and all that, and I found out that their best guests, like their ideal guests, were families actually, people with kids, and then once they figure out that, they rearrange the marketing and strategies and all that, and they start selling much more. So, and how can you do that? Well, with technology nowadays, it's quite easy. You have a lot of products that can provide you this kind of information very fast. Or if you can just go through your reservations, if you don't have any, you still can do it manually. It would take longer, but it is possible. So be sure you know who you're talking to, who you want to target. Especially with the hotels right now, your target audience has changed a bit because of the coronavirus, of course. So who is your guest now? And has your target, like I said, has changed it, maybe shifted, and maybe it's more local. And if you were a hotel that attract a lot of international guests before, you're gonna have to change a little bit what you're offering, so you speak to the locals more. So always keep that in mind, right? Because just to give you data here, 80% of the international tourism has declined. It's already declining. So and hotels would have to reinvent themselves basically. So again, find out who can you target, what they are, who they are, what they like, and rearrange your storytelling, your marketing strategies to this new target. And when we talk about hotel tech companies, it's a bit different, but it also has a challenge because hotel tech companies, Juliana, I think if the next one, if you could just go to the next one. Yep. Hotel tech companies, we still have the same target audience, which are hoteliers, but the challenge they're facing now, they're so different from before, right? If before they were like, oh, how I gonna, just an example here, how I gonna manage overbooking, now they're like, how I gonna get any reservation, right? Or how I gonna do my work now that I have a few associates with me. So you have to understand the pain points, because the thing is that also you always have to have in mind is that content or storytelling, it's dynamic. It's not because you do one kind of storytelling or this topic it will always work. You have to have your eyes on what it's going on all the time with your target audience. So you can just do, it's not a recipe, I'm gonna do that and that's it, and you never change it. You always have to add some spices or change a little bit of the recipe so you get the right result. So and again, Shannon, I think you were talking about, just to go back to that question, I think here you have a little bit more of an answer. You don't have to explain. If you think like your solution as a tech provider is too complex, you don't need to focus on the technology of it. You need to focus on the benefit. That's why people actually buy. It's it's the why, that is more important than how it is, and the details, the technological details. Most of them don't want to know. They just don't want to know, like, does it work and how it works for me. So yeah, just use storytelling as an asset to reach this new target audience that you're trying to reach right now. And I'm gonna give, like I said in the beginning, we're gonna give now some examples, right, Juliana? Because we want to, so we're gonna give examples and ideas here, just so you to at least go out of this class with one good tip.
Yes,
go ahead,
exactly.
Juliana.
And I just saw that there's another question about how to use storytelling for professional branding. And that's actually something Paula is quite the expert on, and she'll give us some more ideas on how exactly the hotel tech companies, for example, can do that. And I'll look at that for hotels in just a second. So let's move on to just a slightly different approach to storytelling that kind of goes in line with what we already outlined. So commonly, if you hear about storytelling, a lot of people will tell you like, oh, focus on your company history, your background, your features, offers, all the whole 9 yards, right? But that will be telling your story again. So as we mentioned, it's important to have your hero or your main character be your customer or your guest. So let's look at storytelling from their perspective. And let's tell the story of the experience that guests and clients would have with you, right? So the focus would be on which problems you solved and which needs you fulfilled. And if you focus on that, then your story will include your audience from the very beginning and really make everything just feel much more approachable and engaging, and really take people along for the ride on this customer journey of getting to know you, appreciating you, and finally booking with you or buying from you. Then, yeah, let's see how that works for hotels first. And now, often stories are kind of focused on solving a problem or overcoming a challenge, like we said in the beginning. But then, in my opinion, hotels often don't really address a problem or a challenge as much. I think hotels, they cater more to a need, maybe a need or a desire that is caused by a certain situation or a problem. So as an example here is someone who's tired and in need of a holiday, like probably most of us after lockdown and COVID and just the general craziness of the beginning of this year. Or also like a family who's just planning a fun holiday for everyone together to spend some great time and have some wonderful memories, right? The resulting need of that would be a hotel in a beautiful or fun location, perhaps something that's in their budget, be that upscale or budget friendly, it doesn't matter. But those are all different needs that they would have, right? And some just a place overall that would allow them to make the memories and have the experiences they want. So then you, as a hotel, can use storytelling to highlight possible experiences that people could have at your property or even in your surrounding area, right? It doesn't just have to be everything at your hotel, but also what can people do around? Like where can they go? What's a cool attraction, cool sites to see, cool things to do? So you want to really highlight that and stimulate your audience's imagination, like get them thinking, get them dreaming. And the important thing is here, not just to use really generic content, like generic text or generic photos, but really show your key persona, your main target audience, as the person on your site, in your social media, so that those people, when they in real life see your materials, they'll see, oh, wow, that's me, and that's what I want to be doing, so that they can identify and really move forward with you. And then if you look at a different situation, like a consultant, for example, who needs to travel for work and stay in a hotel, again, it's not really much of a problem, even though maybe they don't want to go on a business trip. But there's this resulting need. Okay, they need a hotel that's close to where they're going to be doing business, where they're going to be meeting clients, whatever work they're in town to do for. And they need to be close to all of that, right? And they just want a place that's like easy, hassle-free, simple. So you can use storytelling to highlight how your services are going to make this business trip that they don't want to be on. You can make that fun, even a bit relaxing, and just generally much more enjoyable than just your run-of-the-mill boring business trip, right? So it's up to you to get creative and see how can you engage this person and show them that you are really going to make their time with you amazing, even though maybe a business trip wasn't on the top of their wants list right now. And one more thing that's really important here is to always remember that you must be able to deliver on your promises, right? We're doing storytelling here, but we don't want to go crazy on the fiction. Like, we don't want to overdo it and go for some Pulitzer Prize, whatever. No. Just like keep it simple, And it's actually better to underpromise and then over-deliver. Like if you go too crazy with the storytelling, in the end, you're going to have people with insane expectations, and they won't be happy. Like if you promise white sand beaches, you need to have those white sand beaches, right? If you've got photos with those beaches, they need to look like that in real, because otherwise people will come and then they won't have the experience they hoped for. And then nobody really wins from that. So just always keep that in mind. Tell a true story, if you will.
And Juliana, sorry, just to add something you said, and I completely agree that usually the hotel industry or the hotel's target audience they don't have a challenge. They have more like a desire. Completely agree with that with you. But nowadays, actually, some hotels are actually answering for giving or helping the audience to do this challenge, which is to work from home. I see many hotels now, they're offering like co-working spaces and all that.
Yeah.
So that it's also a good kind of content. If your hotel can provide this kind of service right now, you should definitely do some promoting and doing storytelling. It's a great way of showing them that you can help them with this challenge.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Like if you can look at like your domestic or your really nearby market right now, because well, with international travel being much more difficult these days, that's where you should be focusing, right? So if you look at these people that are close to you that can stay with you, what are their challenges, and is there any way you can address it, even with a service you might not have provided several months ago? So really dig deep in there and see if you can enhance the story that you're telling. That's actually a really awesome point, Paula. Thank you. Yeah, then just let's quickly look at some ideas of how you can implement this storytelling on a variety of channels, right? So on your website, often when we think of storytelling, we think of something that's written, right? Because, well, we grew up reading books or magazines or things like that. So stories in our minds are often written, but they don't have to be. They can be visual. And today, visual things are super important. Like if you think of Instagram, TikTok, they're all telling stories, but in a very visual way. So just always keep that in mind when you're working on your website. And really work on combining your images and texts so that they speak to your audience's needs and really work well together. And if you can add like a short brand video or a 360-degree virtual tour, that also really helps just give people a feel for your brand, for your destination, for what things look like and feel like in your destination. And especially now where people haven't been able to travel, giving them this experience of kind of already being there in this virtual tour or via the video, you can just build some extra excitement and get them really pumped to book a room with you or to plan their trip and include you in that trip, right? And just always remember though, are your images and your videos really telling your story? Are they really following your style and telling the story you want and addressing the people you want to be talking to? Then if you look at social media, that's something that's really important to leverage right now, because social media is the perfect place for storytelling, for being creative, for trying something new, something fun, different, because you can put something out on social media really quickly. It's like all you need is your own phone, right? And everyone has a smartphone nowadays. So you can create something, or you can let maybe your F&B manager, your front office manager, or spa manager do something on social media to promote your hotel and tell a story about their respective departments. And it's great because you can use that to connect with your audience, to give some behind the scenes, just insights into your business, and make everything seem more human, more relatable, and really get people to, just to see your business as something personal, somewhere that they really want to go and spend their time, and to meet the staff that they've seen on this social media channel, right? And another good thing is that social media is not something you have to invest a lot of money in. Like you can start on a pretty low budget, which is really good, because Well, now a lot of budgets have been cut, right? And we don't want to spend too much money on things where we don't 100% know what the ROI is going to be. So just summarizing with your website, your social media, your overall goal is to really engage your audience and make them feel like they're there with you and like you are a place they want to spend their time in. And last but not least, like, don't forget traditional media coverage. It might seem a bit outdated, and a lot of places might not have that on the top of their list, but especially now, look at some local or national publications and see if you can work with them to get some features, or look at brand ambassadors or influencers that are not like on a huge international scale, but maybe some smaller micro influencers that really speak to your target market, like a really niche market, but that might actually get through to them a lot better than huge influencers that would also come with a huge price tag. So that's just something to consider when you're planning on how to get your story out there and how to just really speak to a wider audience as well in these times. And yeah, that brings me to the end of the section about hotels. Now let's see what Paula has to say about how to do this for hotel tech companies.
Yeah, and before I get started, this is like the final part of our class, guys. So let me just encourage you also to fill out the WHTT survey, because we forgot to mention that it's really important. Please support the organization and just go to the website and fill up the survey whenever you can. And we do have another question here, Juliana, that I think it's very good. And how do you come up with ideas quickly? Well, regardless if you are a hotel or a hotel tech provider, one thing that really brings a lot of ideas, it is reviews. With the reviews, you can see if your hotel, what is that? Because sometimes you think your hotel is offering like the best thing about your hotel is, I don't know, the restaurants, the breakfast, whatever. And then you see the reviews and people are like talking about this unique architecture of your hotel. I don't know. So read the reviews. There you can have a lot of content, and you actually will do a content that it's so much more right on the target, you know. And in hotel tech companies, the same. Review from clients. They tell us what is actually good, what they like, not what you think they like. So for me, at least, to answer you quickly, how to get ideas quickly, I would advise you to go check your reviews and read them carefully. Anything you want to add?
One more idea for that, actually, if I can just jump in. Another great way to get additional ideas is ask your staff, like brainstorm with them. If you're the marketing manager or the GM or the CEO of your company, you don't have to do this all by yourself. Like ask people of various ages in your operation, right? Like everyone comes from a different background and has like a different idea of what's cool and what's fun. So get input from them. You don't have to implement all of it, but these people, they're out on different social media channels. They see different videos and different promotions, and maybe they have an awesome idea that can really help you get a leg up on the competition and really get your story out there. So leverage what you already have in your network. And yeah, that's it for me. Paula? Okay, so then I'll go on talking a little bit about the how it looks for hotels. Like how can hotel tech companies implement this storytelling, and go ahead with.
I'm back.
I see Paula's back. Never mind. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. Sorry, guys.
Take over for a second.
So sorry. Now I'm back. Yeah, Juliana. Sorry, I got disconnected here for a second. So I don't know. Did you start it with the how does it look for hotel tech companies, or should I go from the beginning?
Go right ahead from the beginning. Yeah.
Okay. So this is our last part of the class, guys. So one of the contents that it's really good for a hotel tech company right now is that with all the changes and all the new demands from the guests, a lot of technology has become nice to have, has changed from nice to have to must have. So this is a really good topic that you can explore in your storytelling. Um, I mean, we do. The hotels are investing a lot in technology right now, or at least they are more open to it. So if you have a technology, try to show them why it's a must-have and not a nice to have tool. So this is a good idea for a content. And also, as I mentioned before, of course, we know that the hotel industry is it is bad all over the world. So there are not so many opportunities of bookings right now. So if your technology, either revenue, that even if it works with revenue or online reviews or customer service, whatever it is, if you feel like it is a tool that can help them to increase their revenue, of course, this is a topic that you should definitely create a storytelling about. So if you can help them convert more reservations, or not only attract visitors but convert them, then again, like we said in the before, it is about showing the benefit of your tool, not only showing, oh, this the tool can do this and that and this and that. No, what the hotelier or the hotel will get from using it. So you know, of course, like Juliana said, with the hotels, always remember that your story must match your product as well. It does, if a product it doesn't help then in revenue, so don't try to stretch it so much, you know, just because you see that it could be an opportunity maybe, but then they're gonna get disappointed customers, which is not good neither. So always keep that in mind. So yeah, I think we could. Yeah, the implementation, of course, Liana. Yeah, how can you do that? You can do that with image and text. It's pretty much the same as the hotel, with just a little bit of twist. Brand videos are really good too. And again, you don't need to. Okay, a brand video could be a bit expensive and might not have budget for right now. But even if you do stories, and the stories of a backstage like the hotels, uh, people are interested in seeing the faces behind the companies. So that works for hotel tech companies too. If you have testimonials or reviews, show them as well as a storytelling and as a source of ideas, like we said, answering the question before, a source of new ideas of content. You can always use it as a content itself. And of course, collaborations. We're all in this together. I think everybody's been affected, and most of the companies are willing to work together and to provide not only the best service for the clients, but also helping them. So genuine helping them. So collaborations, it's a great way of doing also marketing and storytelling. So yeah, we are kind of a bit over the time, Juliana. Do you think we can
Yes.
we still have the time to show the YouTube video before we end it? What do you think?
Yeah, let's give that a try. We found a really great brand video that really kind of brings together everything we mentioned, from having your client as your hero to having a conflict, a fun resolution, and just an overall engaging presentation. So let's try and get that going.
It's really
here.
short, guys, really. And
Yes.
it's quite, I think, illustrates everything that we said.
Okay, let's just give this a second here.
I don't know if I can't hear well. I don't know if people can listen to it. I don't know. Are you guys listening to the video?
She has everything she needs to know about her vacation right here on her phone, including here. Working out what to do doesn't need to be quite so overwhelming. Because with Google Trips, Ashley can make her own personalized itinerary for each day.
Okay, we just saw that you've been commenting that there's no sound, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we'll share the link with you so you can check that out, because Google has done an amazing job with this video. So we'll just let you check that out on your own time if you're keen. And yeah, then just to end our presentation, we've got a few more lists of articles and extra resources that you can check out if you want to like dig a little deeper into this whole storytelling thing. And we'll leave the link for you to get those slides so that you can look at all of that in peace and quiet on your own time.
Yeah, and guys, we did try to answer here the questions, but feel free to contact us as well to if you have additional follow-ups, questions, or just get in touch if you like storytelling, you like marketing, or just to expand our network would be great. Just find me on LinkedIn. My name is not so easy depending from where you are, but it is. I think you have there in the text on the video, so it's Paula Carreirão. So just put it there. I think I'm the only one. I'm special that way, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, and same here. If you have any more questions, just let us know. Or if you come up with something after today's live, then just shoot us a message on LinkedIn. And yeah, we're always happy to get back to you. You can find me as Juliana Hahn, and I think there's only me as Juliana Hahn, the hospitality copywriter as well. So yeah, that should work out pretty well. So
yeah, we like to thank you all for staying with us all day long and all the way. And thank you so much, WHTT, again, for giving us this great opportunity. And guys, please don't forget to fill out their survey, and that you can find in their website. So thank you so much for your time. And well, I do hope that you have a great week ahead.
Yeah, have a great rest of the week, and good luck with your storytelling.
Yeah, bye bye.